Hi, welcome to Stories of Retirement, the podcast designed to help you get the most out of your golden years. So if you're currently retired or you're getting close to retirement, this is the channel for you. In today's episode, we'll talk about 5 must-have conversations to make your retirement even better. Use these conversations and life will improve. Avoid these conversations and you run the risk of, not doing as well. Now, these conversations come from a book called The Couple's Retirement Puzzle, 10 must-have conversations to create an amazing new life together. I know different numbers, 5 and 10. I boiled down the 10 conversations in the book to my top 5, and I might give you a bonus one at the very end. I do recommend the book, though. It's got worksheets and questions to help you apply the message, stories. It's a really good, user-friendly book. I'll have a link down in the bio. Now, I want to begin the first conversation with a short story. They asked a lady, "How's retirement?" She replied, "Well, I married him for better or for worse, but not for lunch every day." So the first conversation is time together, time apart. We tend to spend most of our waking hours while we're married apart, right? We're jobs, careers, running the household, raising children, community service, just trying to kind of get by and get those kids, if we have them, on their own, or just get through life. Okay, so we're very busy, a lot of time apart. Then we retire. And overnight, you go to spending every single waking hour together. Now, if not handled properly, that could lead to some stress, some contention, and in worst case scenario, it could lead to divorce. Gray divorce, people 55 or older, is one of the fastest growing segments of divorce in America today. And I think it's in part because they don't handle this transition to all this time together. You know, there are some people that love spending every waking moment side by side, breakfast together, riding bikes, traveling, spoiling grandkids. If that works for you, awesome. But they tell the story in the book of one couple where about every 6 weeks, the husband left for 3 days on a golfing trip with his buddies. He loved getting away, obviously loves golf, but the wife also liked it. You know why? Because he wasn't there. She could kind of decompress and recuperate. And then they missed each other. They got back together, and that cycle worked very well for them. So the first conversation is time together, time apart. The second conversation is how to talk about money without fighting. You know, we all come from different backgrounds. We have different beliefs about money, different paradigms, and we often marry our opposite. They say that money is a leading cause of divorce, but it's not. It's a lack of communication, a lack of respect and understanding for the differences. One of you might be a spender, one might be a saver. Both have pros and cons, right? The saver is a killjoy. It's always looking at the future, while the spender wants to enjoy life now. If you can have a conversation respectfully, bring those differences together, they become complementary, and you become almost unstoppable in your marriage. So, number 2 conversation is, how do you talk about money without fighting? The third conversation you must have is about health and wellness. Now, I'm a certified retirement counselor. As part of that course, they taught us that the number 1 complaint in retirement is not money. Money is about number 5. The number 1 complaint is health and wellness, because we're not getting any younger. So have a conversation with your spouse. What will you do to maintain your health? As far as working out together or apart, how will you eat better? But have that conversation and put together a plan so you can maintain your health. I think that maintaining your health is one of your top priorities in retirement. Consider it a new job, right? Conversation number 4 is about social life. A study was done that said the average retiree has about 4 social interactions per month. That is not enough. We are social creatures, and we need to have interaction for not just emotional well-being, but even physical well-being. I've heard that your longevity, the time you actually end up living, is determined in part by social connections and social interactions. And I'll give you an example from my own family, from my personal life. My father was in the Air Force for 26 years, then federal government for 21 more years, did tremendous service for this country, hard, dedicated worker. In fact, you might say he lived to work. He really had no friends outside of his employer. Well, he retired at age 65, went to his bedroom, closed the door, and watched TV. Took him 10 years to slowly die. In the last 2 years in a nursing home where he didn't know who I was or who he was anymore. Now, that may have been delayed or maybe even avoided had he had more active social interactions. So have a conversation. What are you going to do? Whether it's church, bowling leagues, golf outings, some type of hobbies, service opportunities, what will you do to have social interactions throughout retirement? Okay, conversation number 5 is if, when, and how to retire. It's not so cut and dried anymore. We used to retire at 65. They give you the golden watch. You live for about 3 or 4 years, and you were dead before age 70. That's what happened about a generation or two ago. Now you might live for 20, 30, potentially even 40 years into retirement. So have a conversation about when you retire, how you retire, and how you're going to spend the money. Now, in my firm, Achieve More Retirement, there's a sign back there, we use software called Money Guide Pro, where we can help people pre-live multiple scenarios until you find the one that best fits your needs based on your circumstances, your resources, and your goals. So for example, what if you buy a beach house? Or what if you have one and you decide to sell it? What if you work part-time for the first 5 years of retirement? What if you spend more money in the first 10 years while you have more health and energy and then drop down the spending? Well, this software can help you determine really the optimal mixture of all those variables to make it just right for you. So you have to decide if, when, how to retire, and what's the retirement going to look like from a financial standpoint. Hey, my name is Martin Hurlbert. I am the founder of Achieve More Retirement. I'm a certified retirement counselor, a fiduciary. I'm also a registered investment advisor with Portfolio Medics LLC. Okay, let's give you now a bonus conversation, and that is purpose, meaning, and giving back. I have a doctor who retired about a year or so ago now, and I met with him 2 months before he retired for my final checkup with him. We went through all the normal stuff. He knows what I do for a living, and he got kind of serious for a moment, and he said, Martin, I'm going to retire in 2 months. I'm going to walk out those doors and not come back. What am I going to do? You see, that doctor, his whole identity came from practicing medicine. 6 o'clock in the morning till 6, 7 o'clock at night every day, saving lives, making important decisions. And it was just a major part of his life. Our careers, or even the raising the children, is a major part of who we are, who we identify with. So it's been said that it's better to retire to something than from something. And I agree. So have in mind or have a conversation about what will you do to either give back or have something to look forward to on a regular basis, and you'll be happier and healthier in retirement. Thank you for listening at Achieve More Retirement. It's our goal to help you live your life on purpose.